today I want to talk a little bit about procurement officers and CORs. Before we get into that, because it can be a funny subject. It's not funny, but some of this is funny. I respect all our men and women in uniform. I'm very much grateful for their service. All the branches of the military, all the branches of the other agencies, the FBI, Department of Homeland Security, ATF, all of those different agencies that I've done business with, the police, firefighters, anybody in uniform that goes out there and risks their lives for, us. I respect and totally am grateful for what it is they do. Let's talk about procurement officers and CORs. It can be a very contentious relationship between a contractor and a procurement officer. A procurement officer is an executive position, usually in charge of sourcing, procurements, and operational, resources. CORs are contracting officer representatives. A lot of times the CORs are employees of whatever agency you're doing business with. So, if you're dealing with the Army, usually the COR is in the Army. Not all the time, but usually in the Army. The only time I've ever dealt with a procurement officer that wasn't in that branch of military was when we did Fleet Week, Navy Fleet Week in Fort Lauderdale, which was a dope operation. I really enjoyed that operation. You're looked at as a contractor as less than sometimes, because a lot of times these procurement officers and CORs know that you are coming in and you might be making more than them in one solicitation than they may make all year. And you're not a part of the agency. They feel like you didn't pay your dues. It could be a contentious relationship, and it's not all bad. So I don't want to make it all seem negative. I'm going to tell you the positives as well. But to eliminate that, because I've had procurement officers when I've been on site, right before they met me, when I was still in the hotel room trying to hook up all the different things they needed for the operation, I've had procurement officers who wanted to cancel solicitations while I already was out in whatever city or state to help them with that operation, because I wasn't able to, I might not have been able to get that piece of equipment right then and there. So I've had procurement officers hang up the phone on me. I was on the phone with a junior procurement officer, me and one of my business partners, and I guess the senior procurement officer came in, because it's a team. He came in, piped in on the line, told us we didn't know what we were talking about, and hung up the phone on us. At that point, I'm like, man, we didn't even get a chance to, because we were prepared. We were prepared to execute the operation. We had everything they needed. We just had questions in reference to, like, do you want this done this way? Do you want that done that way? If you don't know what it is you need, boom, we're hanging up. It was crazy. What I find is, again, they look at a contractor like, you don't know what you're doing. You're not a part of the team. So why should I even talk to you? But I've also had the opposite happen with procurement officers. Like that same guy who was ready to cancel the operation on me when I was in California, once he saw that I was on site and I was there to answer questions, I'm there to help get everything to where it needs to be, get the forklifts to where they needed to be, get the dump trucks to where they needed to be, get the trailers, where everything was there. And I was there to help, facilitate everything. We became friends. And when you become friends with the officers you're working with, a lot of times they'll look for you first for the next solicitation that may be similar to the one that you just did, because they know that they can count on you. They know that you know what you're doing. They know your company. That gives good brand name recognition to your company. The company is known. Now, to make it easy, I'm going to name a couple of big brand names that you guys will know so that you can understand the level of what type of confidence is instilled. Boeing, Motorola, McDonnell Douglas. Those are the real big contracting companies. The names are like, oh, you say that, like you're saying Nike. Oh, I know Nike. I know those type of shoes, whatever. But by you being a smaller contractor and you going out here and shaking hands and kissing babies and making friends and doing everything you need to do to make sure that your company's name is in good reputation. Also, it doesn't put you at that level as a Motorola, but it does give you some type of name recognition. Like, oh, I know those guys. Those guys do good work. I trust that that the job will get done. A lot of times these contractors will take on a solicitation win the solicitation and not realize there's a lot of due diligence and work left to still execute in order to get that operation taken care of. When we win a solicitation, before we even go through the bidding process, often in my company, we would play the entire operation out before we even bid on it. So before we even won it, and I think this is the best advised way to do it. You know everything that you need. You know all of what the equipment is you're going to need. You know where to get whatever the procurement is from. All of it. You know all of it before you bid on it. Then that way, if you win the solicitation, all you have to do is execute the entire operation. Those are the type of things that make you stand out. Those are the type of things that make it so that your company is well received, well liked, from every single agency. They know who you are. They know who your company is. And you still need to network and go out there and make sure that you, talk to folks and shake hands with people. But everything is CYA. And I think everybody knows what CYA means. You need to make sure that you have the answers to everything. You need to make sure that there's no stone unturned when it comes to the execution of an operation or the procurement of an item. Because if anything goes wrong, it's going to come down on you. It's going to come down on you first. You are the lowest man on the totem pole. You might be eating the biggest meal out of the entire operation, but if anything goes wrong, it's going to fall on you. I've had things go wrong. I've had to make, decisions and make moves on the fly. But I've had a good team around me. Everything starts with your team. I did another post about teamwork. Everything starts with your team. You need folks around you that when stuff is going haywire, they are there to back you up and help you. Networking, making sure you network, making sure that you are knowledgeable of the product, making sure that you are knowledgeable of the operation. All of these things will help you for future operations. Making sure that you are respectful, but don't be a pushover. Don't let anybody bully you around. Go into a situation and be confident in what it is that you're doing. Be confident in what it is that you know that you have brought to the table, whether it be equipment or procurement. Know that you know that product. We often say pick NAICS codes that apply to the niche that you're in, but you also want to make sure that you take the time to make yourself knowledgeable of whatever it is that you are getting ready to get into. The more that you do that, the more your company looks good. These people go out here, they win $1 million solicitations. They come with a bid bond. They come with a bond. They come with all of this stuff. I don't care about any of that stuff. The thing comes down to the basics of all of it, which is you need to be knowledgeable of your product. You need to be knowledgeable of whatever it is that you are executing. If you show that, then you show these officers that you are a professional business person, that you take your company seriously, and that you would like to do business with them again. Now, with the military, it's a little bit different, and I'm going to tell you something real quick, too. There was a procurement officer I was dealing with, and they're supposed to remain neutral when it comes to dealing with contractors. They are not supposed to let you feel any type of favoritism one way or the other. They are quick to tell you, I can't answer those questions. It's illegal for me to answer that question. Whatever. They have to remain neutral. But if you are a go-getter, if you are trying to make something happen, if you are trying to build your company, if you are trying to, if they see that you're trying, then sometimes they will throw you little clues to help you. Now, you can't be obvious with the fact that you just caught on to what they said. Of course, they're looking out for you. I had a procurement officer, and of course, I'm not going to name her. She heard in my voice how bad I wanted it. And she called me from her regular cell phone, not her government-issued cell phone, but her cell phone, and gave me some tips that helped me to bid better. Now, we didn't win that solicitation, but the information that this woman gave me helped me in the long term. Make yourself available. Make yourself kindness. You catch more bees with honey than you do with vinegar. So these are the type of tips that you need to think about when you're dealing with a procurement officer. It's a funny situation when they do funny stuff, like when they hang up on you, or if they want to be disrespectful and just a jerk to you. and it's some of it was funny, some of it makes you mad. I've had run-ins with all types of procurement officers, but in the end, they always like me because I'm gonna make you respect me, and I'm gonna make you like me just because of how hard I work. I'm a hard work trumps talent all day. So take this jewel that I just gave you, take the jewel that I just gave you and apply it to your business. Make sure that you are building relationships with these procurement officers, and it will help you in the long run. So like and subscribe to Contract Fortune YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe to Contract Fortune YouTube. I appreciate it greatly. And make sure that you're subscribing to the website. You're missing out on Q&A Thursday. We do a Q&A Thursday where you can jump in and just ask questions if you have questions about, different government contracting issues or freight brokering issues. So subscribe to the website so that way you can be a part of that. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. The weather's a little bit gloomy, but I hope you're having a great day. And that's it. Talk to you later.